For Pacifica Radio, I'm Teresa Wiersbianska. Some Democratic-led states and civil rights groups are suing the Trump administration over the issue of citizenship. Trump has signed an executive order ending birthright citizenship for children of undocumented or temporary resident parents. The lawsuit seeks to block the order, saying it violates immigration law and the 14th Amendment to the U.S. Constitution. Christopher Martinez reports.
President Donald Trump's executive order to end birthright citizenship is getting some quick pushback in the form of lawsuits by blue states and civil rights organizations.
I have one message for President Trump. I'll see you in court.
Bonta is California's Attorney General. He's filed a lawsuit in a federal court in Massachusetts challenging Trump's executive order. Also joining in the lawsuit, 17 other state attorneys general from Democratic-led states, along with the District of Columbia and the City of San Francisco. Bonta calls Trump's order blatantly unconstitutional and, quite frankly, un-American.
In one fell swoop, he stripped the constitutional right to citizenship for children who will be born on U.S. soil, regardless of their parents' immigration status. The president chose to start his second term by knocking down one of our country's foundational, long-standing rights and disregarding our nation's governing document. A terrifying tone to set for the rest of his term.
Birthright citizenship is written into the U.S. Constitution in the 14th Amendment, which reads in part, all persons born or naturalized in the United States and subject to the jurisdiction thereof are citizens of the United States and of the state wherein they reside. Reporting for Pacifica Radio News KPFA, I'm Christopher Martinez.
Meanwhile, President Donald Trump's administration is moving to end affirmative action in federal contracting and is directing that all federal diversity, equity, and inclusion staff be put on paid leave and eventually be laid off. The moves follow an executive order Trump signed on his first day, ordering a sweeping dismantling of the federal government's diversity and inclusion programs that could touch on everything from anti-bias training to funding for minority farmers and homeowners. Trump has called the programs discrimination and insisted on restoring strictly, quote, merit-based hiring. The executive order on affirmative action revokes an order issued by President Lyndon Johnson and curtails DEI programs by federal contractors and grant recipients. During a prayer service at Washington's National Cathedral Tuesday, the Episcopal Bishop of Washington confronted the president while he and Vice President J.D. Vance were seated in the front row. Sagar Magani reports.
President Trump has wrapped up 4 days of inaugural-related events with a traditional church service and a message from one of the speakers. During an interfaith service at Washington National Cathedral,
I ask you to have mercy upon the people in our country who are scared now.
The Reverend Mary Ann Buddy, Washington's Episcopal bishop, urged the president to show compassion for LGBTQ+ people and undocumented workers.
The vast majority of immigrants are not criminals.
Asked about the service after returning here,
not too exciting, was it? I didn't think it was a good service, no. Thank you very much.
Thank you, press. Thank you, press.
They can do much better.
Sagar Magani at the White House.
Trump announced on his Truth Social platform this morning that he is demanding an apology from the bishop. In the days since a fragile ceasefire took hold in the Gaza Strip, Israel has launched a major military operation in the occupied West Bank, and suspected Jewish settlers have rampaged through 2 Palestinian towns. The violence comes as Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu faces domestic pressure from his far-right allies after agreeing to the truce and hostage prisoner exchange with the Hamas militant group. Meanwhile, U.S. President Donald Trump has rescinded the Biden administration's sanctions against Israelis accused of violence in the territory. It's a volatile mix that could undermine the ceasefire. A major winter storm that slammed Texas and the northern Gulf Coast is spreading heavy snow, sleet, and freezing rain across parts of the Florida Panhandle and eastern Carolinas. Warning areas including big cities like Jacksonville, which could see snow, sleet, and accumulating ice into Wednesday. Blowing and drifting snow was expected in eastern North Carolina, with near blizzard conditions in the state's Outer Banks, where up to 8 inches of snow was predicted predicted to fall. The National Weather Service says New Orleans set a record for snowfall on Tuesday with nearly 10 inches. A blast of Arctic air has also plunged much of the Midwest and the eastern U.S. into a deep freeze. I'm Teresa Wierzbianska for Pacifica Radio.